fully titled Arirang World Heritage, Sound of Harmony, Symbol of Hope. Now, if you know a bit about the content of Arirang, you might know that it is somewhat of a sad song, in fact. However, the concept of harmony and hope is part of that as well, sort of the other side of the coin, in a sense. Mr. Kim is a documentary photographer. His specialization is in subjects of religion, society, and culture. And for 35 years, Mr. Kim has brought a unique anthropological approach to his work. This includes looking at subjects of neglected peoples from around the world, both in Korea and in diverse cultures, as well as looking at the roots of Korean spirit and traditions. And Arirang and his work looking into where Arirang comes from, sort of visualizing this very evocative song, is a great example of that. So this exhibition here is a part of the Arirang project, which is a series of photos examining this particular folk song, which is at the heart of so much of Korean culture, as we said. This exhibition has already been featured at 3 festivals in France just over the last year, and it's scheduled for showings, in addition to here in DC, in Hungary, India, and Brazil. So this is really a worldwide tour that is going to be going on. Mr. Kim's work has also appeared in more than 12 publications and 12 solo exhibitions over the past several years in particular, although, as we said, his work has been going on for quite some time as well. So getting to his notes, there are a few basic questions that Mr. Kim poses and answers to sort of try to convey the meaning and this weight behind what may be a simple folk song at first. So as we said, Arirang is a folk song. It's the most popular folk song in Korea. And I've had it described to me as more of a genre rather than a single folk song. The melodies and the lyrics vary from region to region throughout Korea, but there is a certain sentiment that is common throughout, and also, critically, the refrain, which is itself Arirang, which is sung in different ways, but that same refrain is there. So, as Julie mentioned, Arirang was once called, and still is by some, the sort of unofficial national anthem of Korea. It was inscribed in the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2012 for its importance as a cultural property. And as we said, it's difficult to explain the emotions and sentiments that are wrapped up in it, but through a few of these questions I hope to sort of convey that. The first is, when was it written? Now, the origins of Arirang are unknown. Its earliest documentation was in 1790, in the late 18th century, but as an oral tradition, its histories are very likely much older, centuries older. It was popularized in a film in 1926 of the same name, and also during the Korean War as a more patriotic song with more national context and a sense of pride there. Who sang this song? Well, it may have started, it's theorized, as a song of worship or in ceremonies. However, the purpose and the singers of the song has changed over time. It has evolved, and so it carries with it a lot of the people who have sung it in the past and their traditions. And we can see that when we experience it today. And that's one of the things that this photo exhibit tries to capture. Some of the sense of history that is not just a few generations, but centuries old. It was sung by farmers in the past. It was sung, as I said, as a patriotic song during times of war or strife. It was also a song of a cry for independence during Korea's independence movement in the 20th century. And today it's even used or appropriated or capitalized on as a song as an anthem for sporting events. So kind of a piece of pop culture today as well. Where was it sung? As I said, the purpose and the place of its singing has changed over time, from the fields as a song for farmers to pass the time during times of war, but it was often generally considered a song of the common people. Its meaning there are many theories about the meaning of Arirang, and the most common, simple explanation is that it is sung by a woman lamenting the departure of her lover. And so that kind of captures the sentiment of a sense of regret, a sense of bitterness in a sense, but also a sense of hope that this person may return, or that the sun may also rise in a sense.